The Presort setup window is the feature that prepares your database for a mailing, and this video will show you how to set up this window. So for starters, start in the upper left corner. In the piece setup area, click on your class of mail, click on your status, profit or non-profit. And for the piece size, I recommend clicking on the calculator icon. So I'll click on this, and here is where I will enter my dimensions of my mail piece. And when you enter your dimensions, you'll want to enter it for one mail piece. Don't enter it for 10. So in this case, I'm going to type in my height. I'll type in the length of my piece. Remember, for flats, the length of your piece is going to be the longest edge. It won't matter. The address orientation doesn't matter. I'll enter the thickness of my piece. That's fine, and the weight of my piece. And I can enter the weight in ounces, or I can enter it in pounds. And then press OK. And now my dimensions are entered, and now I'm ready to move on. The items, or the choices you make in this mail piece size calculator affect the type of container your mail will go into and how many pieces will go into that container. In the case of letters, right now with 4.6 as the height, AccuZIP6 automatically chose an EMM tray, and then based on the fact that it's choosing an EMM tray, along with this thickness, it determined how many pieces can fit into a 2-foot tray, a 2-foot EMM tray. Now if I change these dimensions a little bit, and then press OK, now it changes me to an MM tray and changes the minimum and maximum. This works the same way with flats. If you enter the mail piece height, length, thickness, and weight for a flat, the thickness and the weight determine, well, the thickness determines how many pieces can go into a bundle. The weight of the piece determines how many pieces can go into a sack, with a maximum per sack at a default of 70 pounds. So once you've entered in your piece size dimensions in this calculator, you can skip all the way down to the payment type, where you'll choose imprint, meter, or stamps. In the container setup, the trays will already be set. The minimum and maximum will already be set. If you're pre-sorting, if you're putting your mail on pallets, you can check the pallets box and make adjustments to the minimum and maximum. The minimum and maximum, again, will be based on the weight of your piece. Below the container setup, you can check the include non-zip +4 records box if you plan on mailing not only your deliverable addresses, but the records that were not able to be CAS certified during the validation step. If you're trying to get carrier route rates, you can check the include carrier route level box. Down here in this grayed out section is our periodicals checkboxes. So if I change the class of mail to periodicals, now these boxes become enabled, such as the in-county box for getting in-county rates, the news box if you're mailing a news publication, the firm packages box if you're mailing more than one copy to an address, advertising, and so forth. I'll change back to standard here. Up in the mail drop setup area, this is where you'll type in the zip code where your permit is held. And then after you've typed in that zip code, that will affect the 3 boxes below it. For these 3 boxes, the first box is your local post office. The box below it is your SCF facility checkbox, and then below that is your NDC facility. If you plan on dropping your mail only at your local post office, make sure the SCF and the NDC boxes are both unchecked. If you plan on dropping at the SCF or the NDC or both, leave the local post office checked, then check the SCF or the NDC box. Where it says Save Presort To, you can click on the Browse button and choose a location where you want your Presort folder saved, although I recommend leaving this area blank. And that way, when AccuZIP6 creates your Presort folder, after you hit the Presort button, the Presort folder will be placed in the same directory as your database. You can give your Presort folder a new name by highlighting the Presort folder name here and typing something else into there. For if you're submitting your paperwork electronically by uploading mail DAT files to Postal One, you can type in your own job ID, or you can check the Create Unique box, which will create a new job ID every time you Presort, and it'll do that automatically. If you haven't already entered your mailer ID and service types into the Intelligent Mail setup window in order to print the Intelligent Mail barcode, you can check you can click on the Intelligent Mail setup link, and that'll bring up a window that'll allow you to enter those items. And then when you're finished, click the Presort button. That'll begin the Presort process, and when the Presort is finished, when it's completed successfully, that will take you to the Print Presort window, and now you're ready to print your container tags, your reports, and your addresses.